Hello and welcome back. I've got a different camera, so the sound quality is probably going to be different. The video quality is probably going to be a bit different. Shirtless, just finished work. I felt like recording a video. I had a topic in mind yesterday, and I have no idea what it was anymore. So maybe as I go through this process, it might come to me. So I want to say first, thank you very, very much to anybody who has subscribed to my channel. I want to say that I appreciate all of the subscribers, all of the comments, everyone that's supported me in one way or another over the last year or so since I started this channel. It's been absolutely a roller coaster ride. I guess that's one way to put it. Not a very fast roller coaster. My subscriber count, as I've noticed, has been steadily climbing since the beginning. And like a drop in a bucket of water, eventually it will fill up and it grows and it grows. So I feel very humbled. I never thought that this channel would go anywhere. So I just started recording and really trying to express myself as authentic as I can, because in our society, we're all trained to be inauthentic. We're trained to develop our personalities so that we look strong in front of everybody. And, we what we show the world is a prettier version, a more clean line version of ourselves, more put together than what the reality is. So, and this creates a separation between who we really are and who we show to the world. And fundamentally, we feel this on a very deep level. It's called feeling unfulfilled. In your life, if you feel unfulfilled, chances are you're not being authentic. You're not being yourself. You're not being real to you. You're not respecting your own self. You're giving too much of your own creative juice, whatever you want to call it. You're giving too much away. You're trying to look a certain way in front of people and not. When you're not authentic, when you're not being yourself, what you're going to do is attract people who are like who you're trying to be. And if you're trying to be something that you're not, then chances are when you attract people that you don't really want in your life, that are coming to you based on your personality and not who you really are, well, you're going to be left with a lot of fake friends. The people you call your friends will be more or less an acquaintance. And when you think about leaving these people and growing, you're going to be faced with some challenges. As you learn to become more authentic, you're going to face a lot of challenges in the outside world. And from those very people you call your friends right now, you're going to change. And they're going to notice you're changing. People are going to make fun of you. They're going to notice that you're different than you were. They're going to start saying stuff like, are you okay? You're different. You're very distant compared to what you used to be. Is everything okay? They're going to treat you almost as though something's wrong. And if you're not careful, you might fall into the trap of believing these people, believing that you are wrong. Change is wrong, you might think to yourself, or you might start to believe that because the world keeps telling you that what you're doing now is wrong. So people really want to relate. When someone is not really your friend, and I don't like using the word friend because I don't think anyone is, I think being a friend is a sort of prison, but that's a video for another time. When you are friendly towards people, you open your heart and you're not choosing who, okay? In that moment, you become the expression of love manifest. So that's a very simple way to open yourself to, and a very simple way to experience a more fulfilling type relationship with people, to just be friendly, to be open, to be loving. When you uh, call someone your friend, you feel as though, at least in today's society, there is a certain amount of maintenance that's required. Um, when someone does something for you, you feel obligated to do it for them, and these sort of things. There's all these types of deals and these unspoken things that we're supposed to do with your friends. And when you don't keep up this friendship, what happens is people start calling you out. Hey, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. I call this society police. Your conscience. Whatever it is that you've been programmed to believe, whatever it is that you've been subconsciously programmed to act like, it will come out in those moments. The moment you find you're challenged from the people in your life. So, I'm not too sure where I'm going with this anymore. I kind of feel like I'm losing my train of thought there. Started the video speaking about gratitude and grateful for the channel, and we went somewhere on to friends and friendship and all that stuff. When you try to be something you're not, you're only making your life more difficult, in a sense that all the relationships you're working on now, working on maintaining, at some point you're going to have to break it. Here's the thing, I said a video for another time. I guess we're going into friendship, friends. Here's the thing with friends. If you try to build a friendship, it becomes this static, we can call it an object, a thought object, a collection of thoughts. This collection of thoughts is maintained by you and the person you call your friend. And the idea between you two is to try to get this thing where you both fit in it, right? So all these thoughts, he's nice to me, I'm going to be nice to him. This person did this, so I'm going to make sure to do that. All these things that you're supposed to do fit in this bubble of friendship. And it grows and it grows, and the relationship becomes more and more complex. And at some point, you are just completely acting on an unconscious programming that you created. You create this program together, then your subconscious acts on it. And it requires maintenance, because we have these outside perspectives. Your friend can recognize, hey, this person is not following this little thought bubble that we created together. He's not being my friend not very friendly to me right now. And the thing is with being authentic is that sometimes you don't feel like being friendly to your friends. So do you be friendly to someone you call your friend when you don't feel like being friendly to that friend, just because it's agreed upon by you two and society's understanding of what friends are? Is it necessary? Let's say you don't indulge you don't relate with your friend, and you start to break free from this bubble you've created, with the understanding, or society's understanding of what friends should be. So what happens when you start to do something different? Well, your friend, if they're still stuck in their ego, very drowned by it, they will start to see from their conscience, their conditioning that was given by society. They're going to look at this bubble and your actions and to see if you're fitting within the mold of a friend. So they start calling you out. He's not being a friend. This is one thing, two thing. And then they become concerned and they start calling you and say, hey, you've been different, distant. And they act really compassionate. They act in a way that they're very sympathetic. Are you okay? And all this stuff to really try to lure you back in. You can see that it really all it is a fear of loss from them. And the truth is that everything that has a beginning has an end. You've probably heard this, okay, in other spiritual teachings. Everything that has a beginning has an end. So even friendships have a beginning and they have an end. I am encouraging you to drop friends, but to uh, to energize your friendliness. The reason I say friendliness, and I don't want you to try, it's just that if you feel friendly, you can do that to a stranger, you can do that to a person you know, you can be friendly to anyone. Friendliness, again, is love expressed. If you're feeling friendly, allow that. But don't confine yourself to the ideas of a friend that you have to do this, you have to do that, because you lose your dignity for your own self, your own being, when you subscribe to a certain way of being something. I am a friend, your friend, so I need to be a certain way. I need to be how friends behave. Drop all preconditioned ways of being. When you are acting out of your awareness, you're going to be a lot more spontaneous and you're going to be unpredictable, even to yourself. And this is a great thing. This is great because in reality, things are multidimensional and there are very many different types of energies being drawn to us, absorbed into our bodies, our minds, our whole being. And we're basically a soup of many different energies, inside, outside, whatever, ethereal, different dimensions, you want to call it, whatever. So when you are being authentic yourself, all those different energies that we are in, the soup is going to have a different, it's going to have the body express itself in different ways because the variables are constantly changing. It's like saying if a flower is growing and the sun is here, it's going to start leaning towards the sun. And as the sun moves throughout the sky, seems to move throughout the sky, okay, as the earth turns and it looks like the sun is moving, oh, my cat might drop the camera there. The flowers will follow the sun itself. So it knows that it needs to change. Imagine now if a flower decided that it needed to just be one way. I am a flower, I'm growing up, straight up. And all the other flowers that I know in my life are growing straight up. And if I notice, no, Leah, don't. If I notice that, that you're not growing straight up, I'm going to tell you, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. It would be insane if all plants tried to be exactly the same way. All plants will follow the sun, okay, but this plant might be in a type of soil that's not quite as, good for it to grow. There might be more wind, there might be slightly more shade for certain ones. So you're going to see that she keeps rubbing on this thing and it's going to be my fault. So even in a few different flowers, just an example of a few different variables, you could imagine that even though the plants are trying to aim to the sun, that there's going to be slight variances in each of those plants' movement, the wind and all that stuff. And even without that, if everything is in a perfect situation, you're going to see that each plant still grows differently, even all things being the same. So this uniqueness is inherent in the human experience as well. And when we try to conform to an idea, we lose our individuality, our dignity. That's our power here. We are all completely unique from one another, although we share similar things like hair and skin, and warmth on the skin is nice and so on. But for one person, a certain temperature might be too much, and in that exact same temperature, another person might be uncomfortable. And pretending that you're comfortable when you're not doesn't make sense. So if you find your friendships more and more growing uncomfortable, that's probably because you're recognizing that you're not real, and these friends, either you're changing and you're trying to become more authentic, you are becoming more authentic, and you're recognizing that these friends that you call them are not they're not really good for your growth anymore. So that is okay. When you find yourself growing away apart, when you find that you don't fit in this bubble anymore, it's going to be painful for you if you try to stay in it. Many people call that depression. Depression is when you're holding down your being for an idea, when what you really want to say and do and be is not what you are saying, are doing, are being. These things take time. These types of realizations come when you're sincere about finding the truth of your being. So I leave you with that. Wherever you are around the world, whatever time it is that you're watching this video, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, peace.